Hi guys, I just finished watching the Hurricanes Crusaders game. As you can see behind me, it's early morning here, so excuse me if my English isn't too perfect, but I just wanted to share with you guys what I thought about the game. Stefano is going to put this in a 3 segment of how we're going to do it. I don't know if I'm first, second or third, so depending on what you've heard or how far you've watched, this is my opinion and what I thought. So we didn't ask each other questions this time, which is quite weird, but it's quite also something new because I can give my 5 to 10 minutes what I thought about the game. So obviously, a good start from the Crusaders. You can't get a better start than scoring in the first minute of the game. Literally 59 seconds and Severis dived over. So it was quite cool to see the Crusaders hungry to play rugby. Obviously taking commanding lead early into the game. Gordon Bishop, keeping the Hurricanes in the game quite with his foot, which is a good quality for a young fly-off to have, but to still kick under pressure and perform under pressure with a good drop goal as well. And then Brandon Eno scoring a brilliant try as well. I like to see Brandon Eno more in the game, but unfortunately I heard he had a hamstring injury, which I don't hope is too severe. I hope we see him back. David really did good when he came on. Obviously running over Luamape that one time and scoring a brilliant try with a brilliant line. So the Crusaders backline was overall much better than the Hurricanes backline. And what I really liked about the Crusaders backline was that they moved Mwanga to wing on defense, because at one line out, I think it was in the 46th minute, I think just before the Hurricanes actually scored points. They moved him to wing, and they moved the wing inside and onto scrum off, and then Wall went to first defender on the fly-off position, or I think second, and a loose forward moved to first defender. I couldn't remember, but the Richmond moved to the wing, and that's something we spoke about in the previous videos. That how will you counter Luamape? And what seemed to work is that the Crusaders didn't have to defend him because Hurricanes didn't give him ball, which is weird for me to see. Because he didn't receive ball, I think, for 35 minutes, and when he did, he knocked it on, and he seemed to get very mad. And this is actually something the Hurricanes could have used to their advantage, because when he got mad, he wanted to run to the ball, because you could see when the Crusaders kicked off again, Lomop was on the front foot, Wes Goosen gave him the ball, and he was on the front foot, and he didn't get that opportunity in the loose play, because the game started getting loose here about 65 minutes in. And I believe that was something that could have worked in their favour. Brought Ben Lamore in when he got the ball. They got forward momentum, but they decided to bring on Proctor, which is not that good of a fullback. But Tia didn't feature at all. I'm sorry, he did one of two pockets of brilliance, but I do not rate him as a fullback. I decided today I'm not a fan of him. Sorry, I didn't rate him. I would rather start someone like Cobus van Wyk, but as he's South African, you know he has a brain fart moment where he chucks the ball in on his own 5. I mean, who does that? That'll be my question of the day. Why would Cobus van Wyk pop that ball behind his back into the Crusaders? Obviously, he didn't know he was going to go past the Crusaders, but why would you do that in your own 5 meters? Take the ball out, because the lineouts were scrappy. And that's something I want to get to, because the lineouts were scrappy. So that's even more reason why you didn't take the ball out, because you'll probably have a 75% chance of getting that ball back, not a 50% chance, because it's not competing. Because I think the first proper line I saw in this game was in the 66th minute, and that was shocking, because as a previous forward in rugby, that's something you specialize in, that's something you train, and it's not something that is disrupted once or twice. And not all lineouts were even competitive in this game, so it was quite sad to see that. And yes, I believe that it's something to work on, and I hope they work on it more, and hopefully they secure it to be better in the next weeks to come. But yes, quick, Jack Goodyear was good except for the yellow card. Richard Mwanga, front foot ball, great player. Will Jordan had an exceptional game. And the difference between the Hurricanes and the Crusaders backline more for me was that the wingers from the Crusaders did more work and wanted to see and find more work. So that's something that they did differently, because Ben Lam did his stuff, but Wes Goosen was nowhere. So Vince also had a good game. Luamape was quiet. Brandon Eno obviously wanted to see more of him, but Jack Goodyear is solid, except for his yellow card, which is something you can't take away. You can't take into account. Well, you can take it into account, but I'm not going to. I still believe he's a good player. The mullet, still a big fan. Won't grow one, but still a big fan. Then forwards wise, Savia had a solid game. Karifi stepped up. I'm not a huge fan, as I mentioned previously. I'm not a huge fan, but did his work, did what he had to do, definitely competed over the ball, and different ref, different day, he'll probably get 4 or 5 penalties to his name. Not against him, for him, turnovers. So that was quite good. Crusaders, I don't know all the players, but Sam Whitelock milking probably 1 or 2 penalties, but definitely getting in the hand over via Fifita. And then Dan Coles wasn't on that long, and Genyan Karitala is shocker in the office today. Except that they linked up very good, and they play from other players and with other players is very, very good. But yes, I don't think they had a great day at the office. Scrums wise, not that much to talk about. I think it was 4 or 5 scrums, but the props were solid in the loose play. Still, I think this is a game the forwards managed, because the Crusaders got front foot ball a lot. And one thing I have to mention is Will Jordan, because I wanted to mention earlier in the video, but he had a good game from the back. He started kicking tactically very, very good, and he chased his own kicks very, very well. And when he got the ball and he decided to run, and George Bridge the same, decided to run, they did it with so much behind it that they meant that I'm going to go over the line 2-3 meters, I'm going to go down, or I'm going to run until someone actually stops me. And that's something that you don't see often anymore. So I think that's something the youth just brings. But the world-class Crusaders, still world-class. Still a bit shaky. I mentioned to Stefano, we were chatting on Telegram while it was happening. It seemed like the Crusaders had 3 minutes up, 5 minutes down. 3 minutes up, 5 minutes down, but they could pounce on anything. And I think that's what they did, because Uchimanga had 3 beautiful dabs through, just getting the ball, just dropping on her foot and setting it through. So yeah, that's my thoughts. Hope you guys enjoyed the game. Please let me know how you do in Super Brew, because I'm very happy. And I wasn't close, but I said 9, so close enough. Still in Crusaders, 50-50 weekend. Me and Jock going 50-50. I think Jock actually got 100% again. No, I think I actually went blue. He went Chiefs with me. Yeah, he went Chiefs and Stefano went Blues. So yeah, 50-50 between the RFD team. Please let us know what you're doing. Check us out on all platforms. Once again, I don't know where I'm falling in this video, so in the beginning, in the end, I don't know if I'm saying goodbye or saying check out the other 2 or check out the last one. But yeah, leave a like when my pod's on the video, because obviously I'm your favorite, I know it. So see you guys in the next video. Cheers, guys.
Hey everyone, and just welcome back to our Rugby for Days YouTube channel. So this is going to be our 4th video on the Super Rugby Aotearoa competition. The match between the Hurricanes and the Crusaders was insane. I watched it this morning and it was quite phenomenal. As Daniel also mentioned in his part, it was quite early for us to wake up roughly at 5, quarter to 5 to watch the game at 1:30, which is quite insane. And we do understand how you guys might feel with our time zone being a lot later, and also Australia need to wake up quite a lot earlier as well to view the game. So our hearts, we get it now. So don't feel too excluded. We feel your pain. But anyway, let's get into this game. This was an insane game. I was watching the first 20 or 30 minutes. I missed like 10 or 15 minutes of the game due to struggling in internet connection, stuff like that. But I quickly caught up with that gameplay, and it was phenomenal. I mean, what a bang. The Crusaders started just showing up and saying, you know what, we are here to compete. And I mean, come on, it's the Crusaders. They are always here to compete. I said in the couch discussions less than 24 hours ago, I said I think it's going to be the time that the Crusaders are moving away from this pedestal, being the most decorated, probably being the most decorated team in Super Rugby history. Definitely the most decorated team. But I think they are going to be shifted out. But they didn't show anything like that today. They banged on the door, showing that they are here to compete for this Aotearoa competition title, which is insane. But the tempo, I mean the tempo they played with this game with the Hurricanes was just phenomenal. So well done to all the players competing at their highest performance. It was insane. So there are a couple of players that I quickly want to discuss, and I think they had some brain farts and some very good games, strategic games. So first of all, I want to talk about Le Mape. Daniel Lomope, which is a world-class player. If we can't agree on that, I think we should just braai. So you should just come to South Africa and we'll braai and we'll talk about it, because he is a world-class player. If you couldn't see that with the try he created out of thin air, you can't, then I don't think we will ever agree on rugby, because he got the ball, there was no chance in front of him, he created a chance, he brushed off Moanga, boom, outside, pop, boom, reserve hooker, I can't remember his name now, the number 16, got him for a try. Insane. That was so good. So well done. But on the same point, he got frustrated a bit today. His handling errors as well wasn't as good, and I think that Daniel will get to that on his part. But anyway, so that was the one thing that I noted. The second thing that I noted, not just with players. Oh, let's stick with players at the moment. So I think George Bridge played a very good game. He was a bit absent, but sometimes he really got into that. And then of course Jack Goodhue. So Jack Goodhue played a very good game at inside centre. Personally, I'm not a fan of him. I don't think he's that a good quality player, but he played very well today, so congratulations to him. Joe Moody of the Crusaders played one heck of a game. If you go see the 2 tries, or well, not they scored 5 tries, but if you see of those 5 tries, 2 of them, he was in the mix. he was running like the inside centre. He was like, yes, I got this, and well done to him as well. So they played very well. And then just on the Hurricane side, Adi Sevilla, second week in a row that I wasn't too happy with him, with his stats. He played an average game, and I have high expectations of Adi. Adi is a very good player. Adi is probably one of the best that will ever play the game. I just said it. You can quote me on this. Adi Sevilla is probably one of the best that will ever play the game. And for me, that standard that I have of him, the way that I'm thinking of the all-round raw talent that Adi has, he did not play very well. So I really hope for him, get this bye, get some rest, come back and show why are you one of the best in the world. So that's just from my side of the players. Now let's look at the teams. So if we look at the teams and the penalties, the overall penalties, I tweeted on like the 43rd minute. It was insane. It was roughly 9 penalties to 2. 9 penalties the Crusaders gave. They committed 9 penalties to go, conceded them to the Hurricanes. 9, and the Canes only 2. Then with the second half coming around, the Hurricanes gave 5 in a row to the Crusaders. And the one main thing between the two, world-class teams, but the one could execute on the other's mistakes, and the other one struggled to execute on the opposition mistakes. And I think you can guess which one I'm talking about. The Hurricanes had 5 tries, the Canes only had 1 try. Only scored 1 try. So, I mean, with that being said, again, world-class team executing on the opposition's penalties, which they stood off. But why couldn't the Canes execute? That's a mind-boggling question. I don't get it. I don't understand. This is not scripted. I mean, why? I don't get it. Well, the last thing I can say about this game was, first of all, was high tempo, high paced game. I loved it. I actually thought I was watching live rugby on like a 1.25 speed. So that was insane. Well done to all the boys' fitness levels, and just excited to see the next game. Second thing, I think the Crusaders just showed again why they are the best, and I would love to see invitational games from them to Northern Hemisphere sides. We've been discussing this at Rugby for Days for quite a while. If you know anybody at the Crusaders, just shout this idea to them. We'll tweet them as well. But anyway, so that's the second thing. But the third thing is, why do a team that really struggled with their execution, or not just their execution, but why a team that conceded so many penalties still leaded the game, they held the lead through the game? That for me is mind-boggling, and I'm just gonna rephrase that because I don't think I rephrased that very well. How could the Crusaders give 9 penalties to the Canes, but still leaded the game with scoring from like the second minute? I mean, come on, that's just insane. The fourth thing that I just wanted to quickly mention is the Canes dropped after the 70th minute. Till the 70th minute, it looked like a close game. I was shouting for the Canes. Well done to Jock and Daniel as well for picking the Crusaders. Just saying about that. But I was shouting for the Canes. Come on, boys. But they couldn't do it. The last 10 minutes, they didn't even feature. And I think fitness levels really got to them. And the Crusaders just didn't. They were full, pedal to the metal. I'm going to really hurt you guys. I'm going to score, and we're going to have a ball of a game. And so just well done to the Crusaders. Very excited. But to the other teams, take notice. Take notice. I think the Crusaders are on fire once again. And this will be the 4th year. 4th year. So yes, that's all from my side. You should have a great day. We will see you in the next video. All our social media tags are in the description below. Please don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe. It will really mean the world to us. Till next time.